lovely people. It's Katie from Starlight Meditation, and I'm making this vlog because loads of people are really going through it at the moment, including me. I've definitely felt lots of old patterns and emotions and challenges coming up for me, and as I've been tuning in about it, the guidance that's been coming through feels really, really important and helpful. And so basically, the guidance that I've had, confirmed from quite a few guides actually, is that what's happening at the moment is our habitual consciousness is having a really, really big release. So if you are feeling lots of tiredness in your body, if you're feeling lots of old emotions and habits and patterns coming up, if you're feeling like you've kind of gone backwards and gone back to square one, that's not the case. You haven't gone back to square one. But what's happening is that the habitual consciousness is having a really, really big release. And what my guides have said is that the habitual consciousness is really the consciousness of the body. It's the consciousness of our physical body. And so this release has been created by all of the natural disasters that have been happening around the world. So Gaia is doing a release of habitual consciousness because, as my guides put it just before I made this video, this is stuff that we can't, from the third dimension, that we can't take with us into the fifth dimension. Now, what I have been told by my guides is that there's really kind of three stages of our consciousness. So there's the deep subconscious, and really the eclipse was all about doing the deep subconscious work. So for a lot of you, if you were doing a big healing during the eclipse window in August, it will feel like that particular healing, or the theme of that healing, whatever it was for you, has reared its head again. So there's the subconscious, and then there's our consciousness, which is everything we want and everything that we know. The subconsciousness is what we can't see, and the consciousness is what we can see. And the place where when those two consciousness meet is in your body. And so your body really holds your habitual consciousness and habitual vibration. And one of the ways that ascension is accelerated is when Gaia shakes up the energy of the earth, and those echoes go through everybody's body. Like my guides were saying, whoever is walking with physical feet on the earth, they're going to feel the shakes of Gaia's big releases. And the habitual consciousness has to change at the pace of Gaia. You can change your subconscious very, very quickly, and your thought consciousness, your scene consciousness very, very quickly, because they're both energetic. But the habitual consciousness has to change at the pace of the earth and is really ruled by Mother Earth. And when there's a big moment of ascension, one of the ways that Gaia will speed up the changes in habitual consciousness is to create a huge release that then echoes through your body. So if you think of all of the natural disasters that have been happening around the world, those echoes are moving through your body to shift your habitual consciousness. So you're not going back. The old wounds that might feel like they've been coming up, the old emotions, the old habits and struggles that have suddenly surged up through you, then they're not the same as the wounds that you were healing before on a deep subconscious level. They're the release of where you were holding them inside your physical body and inside the vibration of your habitual consciousness, which is physically expressed, which is why many people are feeling very tired or having old aches and pains and things like that coming back. And what my guides have said is that the habitual consciousness that's being released at this time is really, really personal to each person, and it's very much connected to whatever healing you were doing with the eclipse window. So if you think back to the eclipse window in August and the ceremonies you were in, the workshops you were in, the healings you were having, the self-inquiry you were doing, you will probably be able to link in what you're experiencing now with what you were working on back then, because it's actually the next stage of the healing. But in the eclipse, we were all working on the deep subconscious, on those old subconscious stories, and this time it's being released through our physicality and our physical bodies. That being said, the body holds a lot of emotion, so you can feel pretty emotional and in fact overwhelmed with emotion, because it's like your body is being flooded with these echoes that are being released, that are releasing that. And the brilliant thing is that if you're feeling like this, it actually means you've done so much work on your deep subconscious because it's not rooted. That's why you're feeling it so much, because it's moving through. It's not rooted to those big, heavy belief systems in the deep subconscious. And so that's why it's feeling almost unsteady and overwhelming, because it is just energy moving. It's just the old moving. And my guides have reiterated that this stuff really has to be released, because in order to ascend in our own hearts and to be able to fully commune with the fifth dimension and the fifth dimensional ways, all of this stuff that doesn't serve has to be let go of and let out of. And so the first thing to say is to look back at what you were doing in August and what was being healed in August, and understand this is just the habitual echo of that healing that is happening. And so know that you haven't gone back, that it has worked. I know that for me, one of the biggest things that Starlight did was healing the mother wound journey in Glastonbury. And honestly, all of my mother wounds, not just the mother wound part that I was working on in Glastonbury, but my biggest mother wound blocks and habits from my mother and belief systems were just coming through me this week. And actually the other women that were on that journey have also really been experiencing a flooding of it, because we were doing such deep work in the subconscious. And so for me personally, it's very much about the mother wound. And so it's very much about the mother wound, which is also a collective thing, but I would always look at personally what you're going through in August. The other thing that my guides have said is that really, because all four of the elements were involved in this particular habitual consciousness release that Gaia was doing, and all of them released quite a lot, any shadows of the elements can be coming up for you depending on which elements are your which elements are your comfort zone and which elements are your kind of shadow comfort zone. And again, shadow is just what you can't see. I'm going to remind you of this. Shadow is simply the subconscious, is what you can't see. And I was guided to share with you some advice that I got from another course that I was running last year called The 5 Elements of the Soul, which really looks at how we embody the elements emotionally and we embody all of them. We definitely have comfort zone elements, and we can definitely go into the shadow of each of those elements. And because it really was an elemental release that happened earlier this month, especially in America, but has been felt by the collective consciousness everywhere. One of the ways that they said you can help yourself at this time is to understand the shadow of the elements and the medicine for those shadow releases that are happening. And so the shadow of air is anxiety, and so people that tend to be prone to anxiety, or certainly were in the past, are really feeling anxiety come up for them again. And the medicine for the shadow of air is to connect to the earth. So it's really essential, if you're feeling lots of old anxiety come up within you, remind yourself that it is the habitual release. Your cells in your body are feeling the echo from Gaia, and and upon it they're letting go of all of that old anxiety memory. And one of the ways that you can help yourself is to connect into the elemental medicine, which is earth. Anxiety is too much air, and what makes it better from an elemental perspective is to ground and to connect with the earth and get out in nature if you can. But daily grounding is absolutely essential if anxiety is what is coming up for you. The next element shadow is depression. So if some of you feel like you've just fallen back into that old depression that you thought you'd healed, that's the shadow of the element of earth. Is when with the shadow elements is when we have too much of one of those elements. And so when we kind of get too much earth is when we go into too much stillness and too much depression emotionally. And the medicine for that element is water. So drink water, gets the earth moving again, and it moves you out of the stuck place of depression. So drink loads of water if you can, get to the sea, have lots of showers, go swimming if you can. Just fill yourself up with the energy of water as much as you possibly can. And again, remember that it is not that you have gone back into that deep state of depression. It's that, especially if it's just come up out of the blue, it's just that the echo of it, the memory of it is leaving your cellular being so that you can become more crystalline. The next one is water. So the shadow of water is addiction. It's when you go into overcycles. And so when you're overcycling and you feel like your addictions have flared up again, the key to that is fire. That's the medicine element. So if you can get to a fire ceremony or hold your own fire ceremony where you throw your addictions away, even if you can kind of get yourself into hot saunas or Bikram yoga or anything that is going to heat up the water energy that your body is expressing and releasing, it will help it to release faster. So this advice that I'm giving to each of the element shadows is really about how to help your body move through the release faster. And then the next one, the last of the shadows of the elements, is mania, which is the shadow of fire. And if mania is coming up for you again, either in the form of stress or just you're feeling really ungrounded and really, really manic, the key is air. So it creates a big circle with the shadow elements. And so the key is air. And what you need to do is breathe. If you can just breathe for 5 minutes and do nothing else, or do a really, really slow yin yoga practice. Mania was one of my ones that was coming up because it's deeply connected to my mother wound and is definitely fire's my main element, and so I intend to go into that shadow. And yin yoga was really, really helpful to me, especially if you dedicate the practice to your breath, using Ojjayi breath, breathing. And each of, for some of you, you'll have lots of different ones coming up. For some of you, it might just be one, but know that those are really, the guide said that they are really working with the elements, because understanding that this was caused by the elements is the fastest way to move it through your body and to move beyond it. And so I hope that is helpful to you. Of course, if you have questions, let me know, and you can type them in even if you're listening to this in the future. What my guides have also said is that this particular meditation is really, really good for helping to the body to move this energy, and for helping the body to do the purge quickly, essentially, and for helping you actually to become more crystalline and more 5D in your habitual frequency. It's a variation on a meditation that I do quite a lot, but the real key to this one is about surrendering. The key is, with each stage of it, you surrender to it. And our initial reaction when Gaia creates a big energy shift, like an earthquake or a hurricane or fires, is to resist. And actually, really, we should be surrendering in and letting her work through us. And so it's a grounding meditation that allows her to work through us and help us release our habitual consciousness. It's also a really useful meditation for getting ready for what my guides are calling the Great Change. And this is that this habitual consciousness is leaving us because many people's lives are about to change in a really, really big way. And even though we didn't know it at the time, what the eclipse was doing was really clearing out the thing that was in the way of us really kind of changing the flow of our lives and the direction of our lives. And a lot of this change is unexpected. And as we clear out this habitual consciousness that is anchoring us into the lives that we are leading now, it will mean that the new lives that are so much more fulfilling and flowful and free can manifest. And so it's a really good meditation to do at this time. My guides say that this deep release is really going to go on to like 22nd, 23rd of September, but it might well. That's the most intense period, but it will probably continue beyond that. And so this is the meditation that I want to share with you. I invite you to really feel it in your body. When you're ready, closing your eyes and feeling the muscles around your eyes relaxing as you breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. Breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. Breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. Allowing you to experience the deep calm that is at your core, that is at your center, that is in your heart. And for many of you, the energies in the physical body, both emotional and physical, might be feeling quite chaotic as you connect into this deep calm. But allow yourself to know that that is the release that is happening. And allow that knowledge that you have not gone back to square one. It's just a different layer of you that is releasing that which you have worked on in the past. And feel the peace of that and the relief of that coming over you as you breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. As you feel a column of light from source coming down into your energy field, instantly raising the vibration of your energy body and traveling down into the heart of the earth as it bounces off the heart of the earth and travels back up into the heart of the universe. Experience yourself being held in a two-way flow of light, inviting your body to really move with this flow of light that is assisting you in this collective consciousness release that you are experiencing personally. And feel your breath dropping into your belly, into the warmth of your belly. As you open your heart to the earth now, and you feel a grounding cord from your belly traveling down into the earth. And as this grounding cord travels into the earth, feel it acting like a straw, drinking up all of that energy and comfort from the soils as you go down past the roots of the trees, and drinking it up into your physical body as you choose to surrender now to the changes of the earth, to the alchemy of the earth. Feeling your nervous system and the parts of you that are sensing great change and resisting great change, and feeling overwhelmed with release, being massaged by this earth energy. And as you surrender, allow yourself to become the soils, to become and belong to the process of alchemy, to the processes of Gaia, to the processes of the earth. As you feel this grounding cord going down into the stone layers, where all of the wisdom of your ancestors is held. And in these stone layers, feel yourself drinking up the wisdom of your ancestors into your body. And choosing to surrender to this wisdom, to the wisdom that is reawakening in your body, to the wisdom of how to move with the great forces of the earth and be moved by them, one with them. And as you surrender into this wisdom, feel yourself arriving in a deeper state of trust, arriving in a place of instinctual wisdom that does not need to understand in the mind, but understands the healing that is happening in the body, in the habitual consciousness, across all of the earth. As this straw goes down into the sacred water rivers of the earth, the the cleanest waters on earth. And as you drink this water up, you'll feel your body cooling down, becoming colder. And as you feel this water coming up into your body and cleansing your body and flushing your body of that which is releasing now, feel your body surrendering in to flow. Feel these waters guiding your body into flow with all that is, into flow with this change, into the pureness of flow. Surrender to the pureness of flow. As this grounding cord travels down now into the sparkling crystal beds, into all of that magic and ascension knowledge that the crystals are holding and the light knowledge that the crystals are holding. And as you drink this crystal energy, this magic up into your body, feel yourself surrendering to magic, to the magic of change, to the magic that happens when there is space that is created by change. And allow yourself to be with the crystals, inviting them to sing to you now. And as you invite the crystals to sing to you now, you will hear that song, that crystalline song, in your mind's eye as it floods your body. And as you hear this crystalline song, feel this song vibrating your body, allowing it to move, letting your body become more crystalline, focusing on what the result of this release is. As you feel your body singing back to the crystals in the earth, really experiencing this moment of habitual ascension, noticing how everything begins to change, and then down into the fiery, molten layers of the earth, into all that passion and star energy that Gaia has, and that heat that Gaia has, and feel this heat, this hot love, this lava love, this passion energy coming up through you into your body, warming the new crystalline frequency of your body up, brightening that habitual color that you hold in your skin, in your vibration. And as you bring this heat and passion up, surrender to your own passions. Surrender to the passion that you have for the earth. Surrender to the light and love that you have for your Dharma. And give all that is being released and transformed to that fire energy that's moving through your body, so that it can be transformed into heat and love and light, and then down. Feel this grounding cord going down into the iron core crystal of Gaia, feeling your blood vibrating with the iron at the core of the earth, allowing Gaia to realign you with your new healed consciousness, with your new path cycle, and then into the love of the earth, and feel yourself surrendering into the love of the earth, feeling yourself in and outside of the earth, sending part of your consciousness down into that center of the earth, into that heartbeat of the earth, into the mother's love, and feel yourself surrendering to the love of the earth. And as you surrender to this love, allow all of you to be comforted, all of you to be supported, allowing Gaia to heal your body, to transcend your habitual consciousness inside your cellular body now. And from this state of deep love, from this place of being inside the earth, feel Source light flooding you, flooding your cellular body, transmuting all of that old cellular energy back into prana, back into light now. Feel your cells becoming filled with source frequency inside the earth, so that your source self and your earth self really align and vibrate together at this moment. And now feeling the golden light of the guardian angels of the fifth dimension shining down into your crown chakra, and feel this light melting through your head while you're still inside the earth, melting down your face and the back of your head, into your eyes and your ears and your nose and your mouth, melting into your throat and your shoulders, helping to seal this healing into a new vibrational consistency. Feel this energy melting all the way down through your chest and your arms and your hands, into your solar plexus, down into your belly, down through your legs and into your feet. Feel all of your organs and your bones and all of your blood and your body consciousness and your skin, really receiving this golden gateway light from these angels that is attuned to Gaia and to Source, right here, right now, as you feel your habitual consciousness spinning in the earth into a new, more enlightened frequency, enlightened frequency. And as this completes, feel that part of your consciousness that you placed in the earth rising back up through the iron and the fire and the singing crystals, noticing how you are able to receive that song even more, and up into the water and the stone layers and the earth layers, and up into your body, feeling your breath in your body now as you breathe with this shift in your body, as you thank your body for holding all of this energy for you and releasing all of this energy for you. And notice how you feel now as you breathe in love, sending your love and gratitude to the angels, to Gaia and to Source. Come into that center and notice if your body still feels in chaos or if it has come into calmness. If your center and your body have become one. And if there's still chaos going there, I suggest that you repeat the meditation. I actually think it's a really good meditation to do every day, at least up until the eclipse, or the 23rd of September. And if it's working for you, keep doing it. But this is my invitation to you, and eventually as you do it, you will become, you will feel like your body and those habits, the habits will feel like they've gone, and the old emotions will feel like they've gone, and suddenly new ideas about your life and big changes in your life will start to become clear. That's certainly been happening for me and for Kath and Starlight. And yeah, your body and your core will feel very, very similar in frequency, in beingness. And so yeah, every time these patterns or emotions are coming up, just come to this meditation and allow it to work through you. Don't forget the element suggestion. My guides were very clear about doing that and really, using it to work through those elemental shadows that are moving through your body, so that you bring yourself into balance. Of course, the equinox is all about balance. If you can get to ceremony, I can't speak highly enough of doing ceremony at this time. Your body, your habitual consciousness speaks in ceremony, it understands ceremony. So it's a really, really powerful time to be in circle. And yeah, if you have questions, please do comment and ask. I feel if this message is really important, so if it helped you, it would be great if you could share it out to other people that might be struggling. And I'm Katie, I'm from Starlight Meditation, you know where to find me. I love you all so much. You're such amazing, brave, courageous warriors for being here at this time. So much love to you all. Mwah.